Happening now, continuing coverage on the animal cruelty case. The man police say did it is behind bars. Concerns about the county DA's office continues. A lawmaker speaking out about the issue.
And I'm Dakota Hunter in the First Defense Weather Center, where that wind advisory is actually now in effect, and it will remain in effect until pretty much through tonight. We'll talk about how strong the winds will be, plus is there any warmer temperatures in sight? We'll talk about it coming up.
And a very controversial supplement, Kratom, undergoes an FDA recall. Let us hear from you in our new and noteworthy segment. We're taking your comments. That's News Now for Friday, April 6th, 2018.
Live and on demand from the Chautauqua Audio Works studios in downtown Jamestown. This is your source for breaking news. WNY News Now.
Good Friday to you. Thanks for joining us. I'm Justin Gould. It's 34 degrees here in the city of Jamestown, 42 as you look out our Barcelona Harbor Skycam. A rundown of all the stories you need to know is moments away. But first, we turn to Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter with a look at our weather for today. Happy Friday, Dakota.
Hey, happy Friday, Justin, and happy Friday to you, everybody. And yeah, it's still a little chilly out there, but the good news is temperatures look like they're probably going to rebound, probably going into next week as well. Let's go in there and take a look at it. We'll take a look at the high-res Viper radar to start off with. You can see we have a little bit of snow and a few rain showers mixing in along with the snow as well down in the southern tier. So not too bad, and a lot of it looks like it is northward, but we did get some more snow accumulation in the city of Jamestown pretty much last night and then early this morning as that snow kind of worked on through. So, whoo boy, we had a lot more snow accumulation out there, but not a whole lot. So the forecast for today, snow early, changes to a wintry mix throughout the afternoon, and it will be breezy, but it will still be cold, 36 to 41, and look at the wind, southwest, 20 to 33, gusts probably gusts around 45 to 50 miles per hour, and we'll break down that wind advisory that's currently in effect along with that Quick Solutions 7-day in just a few minutes.
All right, Dakota, thank you. The man who confessed on our airwaves to hanging his pit bull Champagne was arraigned and remanded to Chautauqua County Jail yesterday. 47-year-old Robert Overton faces a felony charge of aggravated cruelty to animals. Jamestown police say his dog was found hanging from a tree in the city earlier in the week.
The support that we received, Ryan, from the public was absolutely incredible. Hundreds and hundreds of tips we received. The ones that were targeted towards Mr. Overton were very specific, and they allowed us to actually pinpoint this investigation very quickly, and we really appreciate that.
Overton's next court hearing is Wednesday, April 11th in Jamestown City Court. And a Chautauqua County lawmaker is speaking out about the district attorney's recent mistrials and how it's costing taxpayers money and putting unnecessary stress on other entities in our community. Chautauqua County Legislature Chairman P.J. Wendell.
I think eyes are going to be on him, just as in general, as to, how things are prosecuted coming up. I think people have seen, what has happened and his inability to prosecute, or however it plays out. But I think that is a concern, and I think that's something, how that affects the budget, we're not going to know until the end.
Now, sources tell WNY News now that District Attorney Patrick Swanson asked for more money to be funneled into the prosecutor's office after several high-profile mistrials in 2017. Those same sources said that Swanson's request was denied. County lawmakers did cut about $50,000 from the prosecutor's office this year. It's up to each department head to figure out how the money will be spent. And breaking overnight, a pedestrian was hit by a pickup truck in Cattaraugus County earlier this morning. The sheriff's office there says it appears a man was walking east on Route 417 when he was hit around 3:30 a.m. The man was flown to ECMC via Mercy flight. It's not clear what kind of condition the pedestrian's in. The truck driver was not injured. Authorities say they will continue to look into this incident. And the Surgeon General is urging loved ones of those at risk for opioid overdoses to carry and know how to use an opioid overdose reversal drug. The unusual public advisory issued on Thursday from Surgeon General Jerome Adams comes amid the ongoing national opioid epidemic. Naloxone, which is sold under the name brands Narcan and Everzo, work to revive victims in the event of an overdose. It's long been used by doctors and hospitals along with first responders, but now efforts are underway to expand its availability to opioid users and their loved ones. The advisory lists individuals at risks for an opioid overdose, those who use prescription drugs, including and street drugs like heroin. The officials say you should probably carry the Narcan drug. And the FDA has issued a mandatory recall of Kratom after much of the product has been tested positive for salmonella. The FDA says it issued the recall after the company failed to comply with requests for a voluntary recall. Kratom is a plant native to Malaysia. The leaves are traditionally crushed up and made into tea to treat pain or reduce opioid withdrawal cravings. Now, in the United States, Kratom is sold as a dietary supplement in the form of pills, powders, capsules, and tea. Back in February, the FDA issued a statement about Kratom saying that there is no evidence that the product is safe or effective for any medical use. Coming up on the other side, we're hearing from you. Let us know what you think about these stories and more in our new and noteworthy segment right after this.
WNY News Now is sponsored by Chautauqua Audio Works, 3335 South Roberts Road in Fredonia. More than a music store. Call 679-4333. Call now, 679-4333.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
WNY Sports Now is powered by Phone Zone of Jamestown. With the largest inventory around, we buy and sell our own merchandise at a price that can't be beat. Have a broken screen? We'll fix it. Learn more at PhoneZoneShop.com. You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
Welcome back to News Now. It's now time to hear from you in our new and noteworthy segment. We've had a lot of major stories over the past week. One of the biggest ones that everyone on social media has been talking about is the hanging of a dog that was found in the city of Jamestown. I see our Ryan Hedrick looks like he's...
Am I positioned properly? This is amazing. I know my hair's a mess.
Look at you. You're in the right spot.
My hair's a mess.
You got your device.
I have my device. But for me to
try to...
No, I'm not logged in. It's just a prop. You know, I told you a couple of months ago the Gatorade bottle for post-game interviews with NFL coaches is a prop.
Yeah, it's glued to the table.
It is glued to the table. It's a brilliant marketing campaign. So this is not a prop. This is a real
computer. This is a real device.
With internet capabilities, and it works.
In
and you can
theory,
surf.
I think we're supposed to... Like, I got the comments.
And it's not stolen. It's not stolen. Unlike,
why would it be stolen?
I don't know. I think there's.
Why would you bring that up?
I think there's.
Is there something you're not telling us?
Well, no. I was thinking about the pawn shop because I want to go to Taco Hut and eat lunch. I want to have lunch at Taco Hut this afternoon. But I was looking at the pawn shop next door, and I would think that there are some items that are probably stolen. In that store, and I'm sure detectives spend a lot of time there. So.
Well, it's pretty close. I mean, they could get lunch, go to the pawn shop afterwards, and
or
do their investigation. I mean, I totally would.
This is crazy. So I'm working on a very in-depth article about the serious nature and the specific things that go into aggravated animal cruelty. Because I am very concerned that the Chautauqua County District Attorney's Office will not be able to prosecute this case. And I hate to be such a Debbie Downer about our prosecutor. He's an elected official. I hate to think, I wasn't here when they voted him in. I don't know if I ever would have voted Patrick Swanson in. And I've been very critical of him, and for good reason. He's wasting taxpayer money with the inability to prosecute cases. So in order to obtain a conviction for aggravated animal cruelty, which is what Robert Overton is facing, they have to prove intent.
Right.
I just got off the phone with an attorney in Buffalo named Arthur Pressman. If you're listening, Arthur, shout out to you. He's a good guy and a very talented criminal defense attorney out of Buffalo. He says there are two things that go into proving intent. And one of those would be hanging a dog. Now, in order for prosecutors to obtain a conviction for animal cruelty, which is part of the agriculture and markets law, it's not part of the criminal penal system, it's part of the agriculture and markets law, they have to prove that Pressman intentionally hanged the dog. Now,
Not
I know
Pressman. Not Pressman.
No, I'm sorry, Overton.
Yeah.
Pressman told me Overton would have to be convicted on the premise of his intent to kill that dog. Now, I know this sounds crazy.
No, I don't think so, because in a court of law, he can say he did it.
Right.
All day long.
Right.
But whether whether a jury believes him, and whether, like Pressman says, whether the DA can show that he intended to do it.
Right. Now, how rare is this? This is another question. I'll throw this out to you.
Yeah.
Do you know how rare these charges are? In the last, say, 5 years, how many cases do you think we've had
Well, this is
of aggravated animal cruelty, which is a felony?
the specific charge. I would imagine it's not that common. And
Give me a number.
I would say we probably have maybe a dozen cases a year?
Less, a quarter of that. 3 cases, including Pressman, since 2015 for aggravated animal cruelty. Again, I'm really expressing aggravated animal cruelty.
Right, which is a specific charge.
It's a specific charge contained in the Ag and Markets Law. It's not part of the criminal penal system like a beating a child would be, like the Nayla Hodnick case would have been obviously a homicide. We don't have homicides against animals. We have aggravated animal cruelty, which is a murder charge against an animal.
Right.
A poor defenseless animal.
So did Pressman specify, let's say you convinced a jury of this, did he specify what Overton could be facing?
He could be facing up to 10 years in state prison.
Okay.
Now, Pressman said that in Overton's case, being like a 2-time loser, this guy's been convicted and sent to state prison for arson and criminal possession of a weapon. So, of course, there would be sentencing guidelines attached to the sentence handed down by Overton. But here's what's next for Overton. On Wednesday the 11th, he's going to appear in Jamestown City Court. At that point, we're going to find out exactly what's going to happen to Overton. An indictment's going to have to be handed down by a grand jury, and then we're going to have to worry about going to county court. And again, I don't want to beat the dead horse, but Swanson had 4 mistrials last year. Dave Foley was working with the same budget, and we have a story up about this, and PJ Wendell was quoted on the show right here today as saying that, he has concerns, lawmakers have concerns about the inability of the prosecutor's office to obtain convictions.
Right.
This is not something...
And it's not new.
This is not new.
This is not a new concern.
Rebecca Ruiz admitted to killing her boyfriend, shooting him through a door, and the prosecutor's office was unable to get a conviction on that case. I don't know why. I wasn't in court. Maybe it's not fair for me to rip Swanson and not be in court and listen to these, but I'm not an attorney.
Right.
I'm a reporter. I don't get paid to prosecute or paid to defend criminals.
Right. And now a lot of people on social media right now are reacting to this. I mean, this case has been a buzz ever since we first broke the news earlier this week. I want to take a look at Matt's comments, Matt Seekings. And he says that anyone who does that to a dog should never, ever have a dog again. And that's a really good point, Matt. We've been talking about a law that County Executive George Borrello has been working to bring light to the
He's
law
been working
this
to
morning,
promote it.
To promote it.
But we've learned
the
something.
idea has come from Sheriff Joe Gerasi.
Right.
And I would imagine from that, there are other laws around the state that Gerasi looked at and said, this is something we need. So with the, almost the work of both Gerasi and Borrello, a Democrat and a Republican,
It was
if you want to do
strengthened.
political,
Yeah,
right,
it's
to
bipartisan
strengthen,
bill, yeah.
to do, in my opinion, to do something good. I
Right.
mean, this is a great law.
Yeah, it is.
Now, the question that we have to ask ourselves, and I don't have an answer for this, I'm not a legal
expert,
analyst or an
right.
expert, is if this law is passed in the legislature, and as we go to break here, you keep this in your mind, we'll talk about it when we come back. If this law is passed in the legislature, will Overton be on the registry?
Can they retroact it?
Right.
Yeah.
Since he was charged now, or will it be based off of when he's convicted?
I don't know.
We will see, Matt, if that will come true. News Now continues after this.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
It's tax time, so get to Express Bike and Auto in Jamestown for all of your vehicle needs. Service, inspection, vehicle sales, they do it all. For all of your automotive, motorcycle, and ATV service needs, Express Bike and Auto even offers financing. Your true one-stop vehicle shop is Express Bike and Auto in Jamestown. They're located at 1761 Foot Avenue Extension next to Quick Fill. Express Bike and Auto in Jamestown. Stop looking, start saving today.
I just love to be with the dogs, and I like to do them one at a time. They don't wait for 5 hours in my shop. We have full groom, which includes everything from A to Z, nails, of course brushing, any trimming that needs to be done. I do offer teeth brushing, which is a little extra. So if he takes me 2 hours, it's $40. If he takes me 3 hours, I still keep it down. As long as the dog comes back happy and not at the door, I'm happy.
Now, your first defense forecast with Dakota Hunter.
And welcome back to News Now. Let's kick off the weather segment with the Presque Isle Beach Sky Vision camera. And you can kind of see at times the camera shaking in the wind. It is pretty windy out there right now. The temperature 41 degrees with a dew point at 38. And look at the winds, southwest at 21. And they've picked up almost a tenth of an inch of rain so far today. Yes.
Take the weather vehicle to Presque Isle?
Yes.
Yeah, let's
Wells,
go.
what?
Yeah, they have
Tim
a
Mello
nice-
would actually let us borrow the vehicle.
Tim, if you're watching, can we borrow your weather vehicle and go to Presque Isle?
Yes,
I mean,
we need, and actually...
if it was like, 20 degrees warmer, it'd be nice.
I'm getting Mello on the phone right now
Let's
to see
do
if
it.
we can get this vehicle.
Andy, back in the back, can you turn their mics off? Because we need to do weather. So anyway, moving on here. I'm moving on without them anyway. So the watch and warning map, the wind advisory does remain in effect until tonight at 11 o'clock. That's for much of western New York. And this is for winds probably around 40 to 45 miles per hour and gusts around 50 miles per hour as well. It's Friday. We're looking ahead to the weekend. Here's that weekend planner. So for Saturday, partly to mostly cloudy. There will be a chance for a snow shower. Temperature still below average. And look at Sunday. We'll see some partial sunshine, but I had to bring the snow chance back in the forecast, but it's only at 25%. And yeah, I know, I'm sorry. But yeah, I know, but I'm sorry. But, I had to put it in there again for Sunday, but I think Sunday should be dry, but still way below average. We should be in the 50s this time of the year, but oh no. Oh no. Current temperatures around the region right now, it's 37 in Dunkirk, 43 officially in Erie, 32 in Springville, 30 in Olean, and 32 in Buffalo right now. And as we take a live look at the News Now cam for downtown Jamestown, you can see the flag flying in the wind right now. And the current numbers at the airport, it's 34. We have a wind chill of 24 when you combine it with that southwest wind of 15, and the dew point's at 31. So obviously when the dew point and the air temperature are close together, that means that there is some moisture in the atmosphere. Now Doppler vision, here's the live sweep right now that's going to give us all the latest information. You can still see those rain and snow showers across the region, and it'll probably change over to all rain as we go throughout the day. Let's take you through a future scan here, and you can see the model picking up on that snow, and then it changes to rain, and then it looks like we'll probably get at least a couple of breaks in it. That's the good news. And then the snow will continue throughout the day and probably throughout the night as well. But there'll be a few breaks in it throughout the night, and then more snow will come our way for early tomorrow. But again, it's not going to be a total snow day by any means. There's going to be breaks in it. So again, but I think probably the snow will be limited at times. So zone by zone for tomorrow, this is what you can expect here. Temperatures will still be held down. Somebody shut that freezer door, because it's still going to be cold. Temperatures held down into the 30s, and the same thing once you go eastward, 30s with a few flurries and sun. Let's talk about the future. The next 7 days of your life are coming up right now, brought to you by Quick Solutions. And there you see 37 for Sunday. That's the average high, and I got to bring in that snow chance just a little bit as well. And the temperatures... snow. And anyway, there you see for early next week, we go into the 40s, and it looks like the warm-up continues by late next week. We'll take a quick break, and the madness will ensue right after the break.
First Defense Weather is sponsored by Quick Solutions of Jamestown. Count on Quick Solutions for printing, copying, mass mailings, and so much more. Part of your team. Learn more at QuickSolutionsUSA.com. That's QuickSolutionsUSA.com. You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
The Main Landing Restaurant. Excellent service, awesome food, and a beautiful view.
Everything's made fresh here. We love to be outside, and it's nice inside if it's raining, so we have a choice.
Locals and non-locals agree that the Main Landing is quickly becoming a destination.
It's just so casual, and just the food is amazing.
I love the hamburgers.
But I really like the tuna I had.
The Main Landing Restaurant. Excellent service, awesome food, and a beautiful view. Welcome back to News Now. Sean says, what's up?
What's up, Sean?
Dave really seemed to like that weather segment. He said we should have thrown something at Dakota.
Oh, I don't know if Dave liked it as much as the idea of throwing something at the weather guy, because Dakota is very nimble around the green screen. And I think he would have liked it more if he ducked and dodged.
Yeah, Well, Dakota would have saw it coming. He's like a superstar. So we were talking about everything and anything under the sun during this program. But what seems to be dominating our conversation is Mr. Overton. And a lot of people out there right now are asking the question whether D.A. Swanson is prepared to prosecute this guy right here. And let me tell you, it's not going to be an easy task.
I don't know if he's as much prepared as much able to prosecute him. I mean, again, does D.A. Patrick Swanson like his job? Does he take pride in it? I think those answers are both yes. I'm not going to take anything away from the man. I think he's a professional, and I think he's actually a good attorney.
Right.
I just don't know if he's a good prosecutor. There are great prosecutors and there are bad prosecutors. There are good attorneys and there are great attorneys.
There are good journalists and there are very bad journalists.
There are journalists that take too much time to focus on what we're not doing, and there are journalists that cuddle with their cat at night when nobody else will cuddle with them. Anyway, so here's the thing. Can he prosecute him, Justin? I think is a better question for you out there. Do you believe that our prosecutor has the ability to prosecute Robert Overton? And this is simply based, this question goes out to you simply based on the track record that Swanson is developing. 4 mistrials. He's like 1 for 15 over the last several months. And that dog, I don't know if that's Champagne or not, but Champagne deserves justice.
Right.
Champagne deserves justice.
Vicky is chiming in here. She says, no doubt he'll get off if the DA botches this case up too. So he will be out there doing it to another dog. I hope he gets what's coming to him. He deserves hung like he did to the dog. If anyone feels bad or believes the story he gave for why he killed the dog, then you're about as ignorant as him.
Here's a question out there. This is going to stir a lot of debate. Should the wife be charged? And the reason I say that, let me give you a hypothetical. If I'm going to tell you, and I'm not going to do this, folks, so please don't take it personally, but here's an extreme case. Justin, I don't have enough money in my bank account. I'm going to go rob Northwest Bank right now.
Okay.
If I tell you
So
that...
now I know. We both know.
And you're a
Right.
conspirator, and AD knows, so
Right.
everybody in the room knows, and everybody out there knows. So if I go rob it, are you just as guilty? Are you just as guilty for not stopping the robbery before it happened? My question to you out there is, if his wife knew, and why wouldn't she know?
Right.
Why wouldn't she know? If she's close to him, if they have any semblance of a marriage at all, should she be charged with conspiracy?
And according to his story, she seems to have known.
Yeah.
Whether we believe his story or not, I mean, there's been holes in it. We talked about that yesterday.
Yeah.
But she seems to know. She seems to be. She was one of the reasons why he killed the dog. That's what he told us, anyways.
Yeah, and this is to me even more disturbing is how long the dog was hanging there, and how long it took him to get some sort of admission. Because if he's truly sorry, if he truly apologizes, if he's as apologetic as, and we believe that he actually admitted to police. That's why Captain Samuelson, he didn't give details of the case, but he did use the word cooperative.
Right.
And they didn't.
And he did turn himself in.
He did turn himself in as promised, and they didn't go kicking his door.
Right. He walked into City Hall.
He walked to City Hall, so he was cooperative. So what really happened over the phone? We hear that he admitted to police, and he certainly admitted to the public and to us that he killed the dog. So does the wife know? And should she be charged with conspiracy? Interesting. We have an article going up in 3 minutes at WNY News Now about the rarity of aggravated animal cruelty, which is part of the Ag and Markets Law of New York State. There are only 3 cases, including Overton's, that have been arrested by police. We're not sure about the prosecutions, but the fact that they have been brought before law enforcement has found probable cause, and law enforcement has indeed made an arrest in 3 cases, including his. Very rare. We have that information going up in 3 minutes at WNYNewsNow.com.
So Josh says, when I welcomed everybody back, I said, anything under the sun. Josh says, anything under the sun? Gotta have sun first. Dakota, do you have an answer for Josh?
Well, Josh, if you're looking for sun, you're probably going to have to wait probably a couple days for that. Or if you're looking for any warmth, you're going to have to wait for that. And, the sunshine... And
how about 10 days out?
Yeah.
10 days out.
Do not get me started on long-range weather forecasting.
How about 20 days out?
You know how to
what can we
rile the
expect on
cage.
June 5th?
He knows how to rile the cage.
He's really looking at me like you.
How about just these 7?
How about just the next 2 days?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at that quick solution, 7-day, one final time. And you can pretty much see for today, 39 degrees. Now the snow will change over to rain, showers for the afternoon. That's the good news. Now a wind advisory does remain in effect until tonight for the potential for wind gusts around 50 miles per hour, but they won't be as strong as they were Wednesday. And temperatures still remain in the 30s for the weekend, and it looks like the uphill climb begins late next week when we finally make it to 48 on Thursday.
Awesome.
Oh, awesome. Not bad.
I'm always caught on my phone. I'm sorry. I'm busy
Well,
texting.
I think it's more acceptable now. Like if you when I was in school studying.
I'm breaking
like, the
news
history.
as we're talking right now.
Oh, really?
I'm communicating with the newsmaker in the county. So
what is it?
Well, don't worry about it.
you
You have to
tell
go to
us?
WNYNewsNow.com for the latest.
That's called a tease, ladies and gentlemen.
It is.
That's
I
such
would
a
be a
professional
bad
tease.
host if I didn't ask you what it was.
Well, I'm just trying to communicate with the chief of police to see if the mother is going to be charged with the mother of his children, his wife, is going to be charged with conspiracy. Because again, conspiracy entails the knowledge, the inside knowledge.
That she knew that it was going to happen.
How could she not know?
Right.
How could she not know? This dude hanged a dog, and I'm not going to say even allegedly. He admitted to me, to Justin, to Matt, that he hanged a dog from a tree and left it sitting or left it hanging since the beginning of winter. So this guy is not a suspected dog killer as much as he is an admitted dog killer.
Kimberly says there's no excuse for the way that he did
I want to
this.
know, somebody answer that question.
agree.
Should the wife be charged?
What do you think?
In the act? Should the wife be charged for the act? Because if she had inside working, she could have stopped this vicious, senseless crime against a defenseless animal.
She could have at least said something
Yeah.
about it. You know, hey, maybe there's another way.
The community wants justice and we want answers. We want to know right now, even as the conversation continues, tweet at us at Sure to Cover at WNY News Now. Let us know. I think this is a good question that we need answers to.
Let us know. Have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend. See you Monday.